Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and today we're going to talk about a really one of my favorite episodes, topics, and it's about real estate. It's about mortgages, refinancing, and as you know, I'm an expert in, and they call me the mortgage guy, if you guys don't know.
So number one rule is getting qualified. Because if you don't know what you qualify for, how do you know what you're looking for, right? You might be looking at things that you don't even qualify for. Your credit might have something that we need a month, a year, 2 months, 6 months to actually fix.
I'll give you guys a secret. I got some information from people that know what they're doing, talking about billionaire investors, and it's just time to go and look for properties and start getting good opportunities. It is time to sell your property. If you have a property and you want to sell, let me know. Send me a DM, comment below. You either sell or you cash out, but it's time to make some moves. We have some real estate agents. We got some loan officers. So we can help you. If you guys are wondering, well, what if, I don't know if my house has equity. Hey, let us do that work. We could tell you in a minute if it has equity. All I gotta do is put you in touch with one of my real estate agents. Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and today we're going to talk about a really one of my favorite episodes, topics, and it's about real estate. It's about mortgages, refinancing, and as you know, I'm an expert in, and they call me the mortgage guy, if you guys don't know. And I started that whole trend, the mortgage guy driving a Ferrari, and then that's how I started the whole TMG, and then it became the mortgage guys. But I have very good news to talk to you guys today about, and one of them is, it's time for real estate. Like, it's time to make some moves. We're gonna make some moves. As you know, I'm in charge of financing. I'm in charge of investments, big moves. And so we have a property that's multi-unit. It's worth about $1 million, and we owe about $500,000. We're gonna sell it, 1031 exchange. We're gonna get $500,000 from that property, and we're gonna get another property, not pay any taxes, and we're gonna get a bigger deal. And I'm gonna put all that money that we've been stacking, we're gonna go out there to another state and invest it, and we're gonna get ROIs of 40% ROI minimum. And I wanna teach you guys how to do it. And if you guys have any questions, I want you to ask me questions. I wanna focus today more about questions. I wanna answer your questions. And also, if you have a property with equity, it is the perfect timing to cash out and refinance. Forget about rate and term, cash out and get that money out. Now, if you're gonna keep the property for 10 years, then maybe do a rate and term. But if you are crazy like me and you want to invest, right now is the perfect time to cash out, get that money out. You don't pay any taxes when you cash out, when you get a loan, and you could go buy some multi-unit apartments. That is what got us to where we are today, because if we didn't have those multi-units, we would have went out of business and we wouldn't be here. She wouldn't be getting makeup before the show, paying $1,000 for makeup and $1,000 for her nose. So real estate helped us scale our business. Real estate gave us so much liquidity. We sold properties and we got the money out. So I want to help you guys today. And rates are amazingly low still. Properties are going up, but I have a feeling that, or I'll give you guys a secret. I got some information from people that know what they're doing, talking about billionaire investors, and it's just time to go and look for properties and start getting good opportunities. It is time to sell your property. If you have a property and you want to sell, let me know. Send me a DM, comment below. You either sell or you cash out, but it's time to make some moves. We have some real estate agents. We got some loan officers. So we can help you. If you guys are wondering, well, what if, I don't know if my house has equity. Hey, let us do that work. We could tell you in a minute if it has equity. All I gotta do is put you in touch with one of my real estate agents. They'll run comparables and they'll tell you, hey, your property is worth $1 million. You owe $500,000. Just like one of my properties that we have, one of our properties that we have, we're gonna sell it, get that money out, and pay no taxes. It doesn't matter if you just bought it, 1031 exchange it. Now, if you had your property for 2 years and a half or 5 years, depending if you're married or not, you also save on taxes. So just ask us questions, guys, and anything about real estate, refinancing, selling, rate and term, if you're gonna keep it for at least 10 years. So let us know. Want to start answering some questions, Steph? And also, Syl, you want to share something about real estate?
Yeah, so, a lot of people, a problem that I see in the industry is that people get emotionally attached to whether it's a home or an investment, and again, the goal is to be able to acquire property and know when to sell, know what to do with the property in time, for market trends. And obviously right now the market has been going up, 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 and it eventually will have to come down. So you just have to be prepared, meaning that you have the money in a 1031 exchange. It depends. Everybody's different. So that's why it's so important to get qualified. Reach out to us. We'll hook you up with one of our loan originators or with one of our realtors, because at the end of the day, if you have a property, it's just sitting there. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, my family's renting it. I'm like, okay, well, would it make more sense to sell it, cash out? And then, eventually people have to find their own way in life. So people have to do what's better for them, so get pre-approved, get qualified, get help from professionals in the industry.
Steph, let us know when we have some questions. So if you're wondering about, maybe you have an FHA loan or a VA loan, I'll give you guys a little bit of information about those loans. Those loans are my personal favorites because you got to start small. And those loans are for, beginners, people like me, people that came from the barrio, people that came from the ghetto, people that came from places where you get shot and stabbed. That's where I grew up in. So we started from the bottom, and we didn't grow up rich. We didn't have any money. We had to figure out how to work hard and get money. And just like people that are complaining about what they're making, maybe you're not happy because you're making a certain amount of money. I started off making $9 an hour. And that's how I got everything that I have. I got it because I started making $9 an hour. And I had a second job as a real estate agent, and I went to college, and I had a girlfriend, and I had a dog. So all of that stuff, like I grew up, and I had a cat that died. So all of that stuff that I had, and I had parents. I had parents, and
you have
parents. I had parents, back in the day that used to think a little bit different. Now they think a little bit different, but we had different goals and different mindsets.
Yeah.
And I did all of that, and I got into a lot of trouble. You guys know my story, but I started from the bottom. And when I was able to save $3,000, somebody told me, hey, Albert, did you know that, my buddy said, yes, Steph, did you know that you could buy a 4-unit property and only put 3.5% down? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I said, well, why don't I just get a 5-unit property and put 3.5% down? Or let's go for 30. Let's go 30 units, and I'll put 3.5. I could get 3.5. I'll get 30 units. But then they told me, it doesn't qualify if it's over 5 units, because once you get 5 units and above, it's considered commercial. So now you got to put minimum 20% down, if not 25, 30% or more, depending on the property. So I said, okay. A mentor told me, Albert, you got to get 4 units. Don't make the same mistake you made in the past when you went out and bought a single family that only produced 1 rent. If you leave your single family house and you rent it, that's 1 rent. What happens if they stop paying the rent because they become alcoholics? Then you're not going to get the rent, and you're going to have to pay the mortgage if it's not free and clear. And for us beginners, us average people, poor people, middle class people, we don't have millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay the mortgage when they stop paying us the rent. So he told me, this mentor, he was a millionaire. And he told me, Albert, buy 4 units, buy 3 units. Don't buy this house. Don't buy another house. Don't make the same mistake. And I said, okay, well, let me do that. Let me do that. So I went out and I found a 3-unit property, and I made an offer. I only had $3,000 in my bank account. My credit wasn't even good. It was 560 to be exact. And I had collections, $80,000 of collections. But I said, I'll put $3,000 down, and I'll hire this credit repair company to fix my credit, and I'll get an extension. Then I'll get a second extension if I need it, or a third extension. So I had nothing to lose but $3,000. So I said, you know what? Nothing's working out in my life. Like I haven't made it. I'm already. How old was I when I bought that property? I had already went through the whole crisis of 2005.
25,
no, I was way older than that. When I was 25, I lost my house. I got my cars repossessed, and I lost it all and went to the ground. And then I started getting everything back. So in 2013, when I started doing a bit better, but I'm still like not doing as well as I want. I'm still not a millionaire. I'm still making 300,000 a year. And but you think $300,000 a year is a lot, but when you're self-employed and when you're getting from the ground up, all that money is going to paying off all my debt, all my collections, all that stuff, clean up. I had a lot of problems going on, guys. I got DUIs, and it was just so many things that I had to clean up. That same year, I took my broker's exam and I passed it. That cost me money because I had a restricted license and I had to fight to unrestricted. And it's so many stories, so many stories. But I was able to make an offer and I put $3,000 down, all I had available. And I said, you know what? In order to survive, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to work harder than ever. And I'm going to close extra deals. And with that, I'm going to come up with the rest of the down payment. And I'm going to pay my whatever expenses I have at the moment and all that. And I'm also going to negotiate, pay some of the collections and be able to qualify so that my FICO score goes up and I could qualify. So I did that. And after 3-4 extensions and almost getting killed by the sellers and the agent just hating my guts, I closed escrow. I got this property for $266,000. Look it up, public records. And then I sold it for $590,000, something like that. All I know is when I sold it, with all the debt that I paid down, the mortgage, the tenants paid down the mortgage, and all the money that I was making every month, I pocketed. My net was $460,000 in 4.5 years from that 3-unit property. When I was barely making $300,000 a year, I made all that money just by holding on to that property in 4.5 years. This property that I'm about to sell in 1031, this property, I bought it maybe 4.5 years ago. And you know what it's making me? $500,000, maybe more, $500,000 that I'm not gonna pay taxes on, and I'm gonna get another bigger deal. And guess what? Now I have millions more to put on top of that and get more. And right now is the time to buy because now I just feel it that the next 6 months it's going to be huge opportunities, guys. So I want to take some questions, Steph. You want to share something?
First question.
First question.
From Joel Padilla. Turn on your camera.
Joel Padilla. And right before you, I got off topic, but the FHA and VA are my favorite loans because VA, 0% down. 0% down. FHA, 3.5% down. And those two loans are only for 4 units and under. So if you're a veteran, take advantage of the VA loan. Yeah. If you're not a veteran, take advantage of the FHA loan. If you own a property with equity, you could cash out. Those are the highest LTVs. What is LTV? LTV means the loan to value. So you could maximize the cash outs if you don't want to sell and get the money out so that you could buy an investment property with that. And right now the rates are super low, all-time low. So, Joel Padilla.
Ya, hey, ¿me escuchan? Buenos días, Albert y Silvia.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, ya. Más que nada he estado en selling stock money. No tengo mucho dinero, lo he podido acumular, tengo $25,000, pero pienso este año comprar al menos unos duplex. Pero he estado buscando y he escuchado que se puede utilizar ese programa de FHA Loan, dar nada más de 3% del valor de la propiedad. Si la propiedad cuesta unos $300,000, $400,000, nomás da ese 3%, unos 10, 15, y ya el coste de cierre, otros $5,000. Pero el detalle, ¿cuánto dinero tú crees que necesitaría para estar bien, para, pues en dado caso, la persona no paga la renta o se descompuso algo en la casa y lo tienes que arreglar? No sé cuál consejo tú me darías que acumule cierta cantidad de dinero como para lanzar de una vez.
Mira, hermano, si ya te calificaron.
No, de hecho, porque mi hermano compró unos duples también para allá, para San Francisco, San Bernardino. So, el mismo gente que él utilizó me va a ayudar para ver lo de mi crédito, mis taxes.
¿En dónde?
El sistema with the bank y todo
¿En dónde
eso.
está la propiedad?
¿Mande?
¿En dónde compró tu mamá la propiedad?
No, mi hermano compró unos duplex allá para San Jacinto, San Bernardino, por allá, porque
Okay.
ya está más barato.
Sí, exactamente.
So,
So, pero
ajá, está más
regla número
barato.
uno,
So,
regla
so
número uno.
sí entiendes inglés, ¿verdad?
Sí, me entiendo, pero no lo
Okay,
hablo mucho.
so just answer it in English because this one's the English one. We're gonna run the Spanish one after this one, but just kind of like answer his question in English, and then we'll.
Okay. So, number one rule is getting qualified.
All right.
Because if you don't know what you qualify for, how do you know what you're looking for, right? You might be looking at things that you don't even qualify for. Your credit might have something that we need a month, a year, 2 months, 6 months to actually fix to get you prepared to be able to purchase an investment. And quite frankly, if you're looking for 2 units, I would go for 4 as my first investment. It's 3.5% down of whatever the purchase price is. Your loan originator can help you with closing costs. You know, our people are very, very, very good at helping our borrowers cover part of the closing costs. Again, it's very important to get qualified. Just so you have a rough idea, for every 100,000 that a property is worth, you need to report 20,000 free and clear. However, with units, you're going to get the income of, if it's 2 units of 1 unit, if it's 3 units of 2 units, if it's 4 units, you're going to live in one and you're going to rent the other 3. So you're going to get that income added to your actual income that you make wherever you work. So it's a little complicated
And
to
once
explain.
and once you move out, then you could use all the rents.
Exactly.
And there's no time period that you have to stay there. Like if you want to play it safe, stay there a year. Stay there a year, and then you could move out, no problem. But I mean, you could move out. There's certain. Let's say
You find a better house.
you
Let's
find
say
a better house, or there's shootings and you don't like the shootings. There's things that could happen that make you feel uncomfortable living there, and then you move out and then you rent all of them. So this is for FHA loans where you're supposed to own or occupy one of the units and then you rent the other 3. So that's what I would recommend. Go as big as you can. So start with a 4 unit, live in one, and get the rents from the other 3.
Yeah.
The house, the mortgage pays itself, and maybe you pocket a little bit of money. If not, you live free and clear. And then also, first step, like my wife said, get qualified, because you might fall in love with the house and then you don't qualify for it.
Yeah.
So make sure you get qualified. But the other question, how much money should I have? The down payment. That's it. Like I didn't even have the down payment. I just had courage and I had $3,000 and I went for it.
Yeah.
And because of that, I made a fortune. So you don't have to wait till you have 20 grand, 50 grand,
Yeah.
100 grand, a year of reserves. Like, keep waiting and then nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like I don't believe in just wait. Just go for it. Maybe you fall and you hit yourself in the head, but maybe you make it. Maybe it works out. But you're never gonna know if you keep waiting. What if something else happens and then
Yeah.
you don't get it?
Yeah.
So I would just take action. If you have the down payment, go for it. And also, what one of our loan officers can do is if you have good credit and you qualify pretty well, we could actually give you some lender credit, which is going to help you pay for your closing costs. So send us your scenario, send us a DM, comment, and then I'll have one of our loan officers look at your situation. And you could always DM me. I'm always available. DM me and tell me, hey Albert, what do you think of this? And I could help you out.
Ya, ahora, thank you.
You're
Y más que
welcome.
nada, sí, porque el miedo era porque ahorita, como mi hermano compró ya, yo también quiero comprar este año, pero lo que he estado viendo es de que si se compone algo en la casa, que falta...
No te
reparar
preocupes
el
por
baño,
eso.
reparar esto, o cualquier
Es
cosa,
como,
te tiene que sacar más dinero.
no te
para
preocupes en
reparar todas esas
avanzado.
cosas.
No te preocupes en avanzado. Ya cuando lleguen los problemas, entonces se buscan las soluciones. Porque if you're looking for problems before you even get qualified, then obviously you're never gonna do anything. So just don't worry about that. The worst thing that can happen is that you're gonna have broken toilets, because remember, there's a contingency period for your inspections. You're gonna check the roof, the foundation, the main, the water system, all that good stuff, the septic tanks, or you're gonna be able to do all your due diligence, so you don't really have to worry about too many repairs. Obviously, if the roof is shot, then you can negotiate and say, "Hey, fix the roof before you close escrow." There's just so many ways to work it. So don't worry about problems in advance until you actually get to have to address a problem.
All right, thank you so much.
You're
And definitely will
welcome.
test you, Albert, so you can tell me.
Gracias.
Thank you so
Gracias,
much.
hermano. Ay, mándame un
Gracias.
DM.
Yeah, it's people all
Yeah.
the time.
Steph?
Oscar Acuna.
Oscar
Oscar Acuna. Acuna?
Acuna.
O Acuna?
I miss recording, huh? No? It's been so long.
So my question was,
It's nice to
if
get
you
out of the
just bought a
office.
house,
I'm like stuck here all day.
is there anything that you can do about it? I bought it. The
I
new
can't.
house 1
I
month
can't
ago.
hear you.
Can you take your mask off really quick because it doesn't sound clear and there's a airplane
Flying by.
flying by. Well, actually, it's a helicopter.
Bought a house a month ago.
Uh huh.
Is there anything that could be done about it?
Can you
It's a new
start your
house,
question?
and
Can you
it-
start your
it
question
was
from the
bought
beginning?
1 month ago.
Can you start your question again, please? It's because we couldn't hear the first part.
Okay, I bought a house 1 month ago.
Okay.
Is there anything that could be done to kind of look for an investment or sell it since the market, the prices have been going up? It was a month ago, but I don't know. Is there anything that could be done?
Well, first step is to check how much it's worth, how much it's really worth. So if as long as it's worth more, then yeah, you could sell it, and then you could get another property. But I mean,
It's only been a month.
if it's only been a month, unless you got a really sweet deal, a steal, then it's probably
Not gonna be much different.
yeah. So the only thing you could do is if you have a good chunk of money laying around, then you could buy an investment property or another property, but you're gonna have to put some down payment.
Okay. And so I was trying to, I'm trying to work with my brother to get his credit started because he has no credit. So I just got him a car so he could get his credit started so we could kind of go with his credit and get him an FHA. But what's the best route to take to get that going as fast as possible?
Well, it would have been adding him to a credit card as an authorized user to get his credit going. Also, you can get a secured credit card at his bank if he's not getting approved anywhere. A car, unless you make a lot of money, meaning that the monthly car payment is not going to actually affect your debt to income ratio. I would always buy a house first before I actually bought a car, at least on a loan. But if it's already done, it's already done. Is the payment high or low?
It's about 100.
Okay, it's not too bad. I mean, could be a little lower, but
What about what?
the car payment.
Oh yeah. How much is the house? How much was the house that you bought? And what was the appraised value?
He's working on his brother's credit.
It was 205, and right now the appraised value was 208.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no equity.
So like your brother, depending on his income, do you know more or less what his income is?
It's not too much. Mm,
Like 20 grand, 40 grand?
about 40.
Okay. So I wouldn't get a $400 car payment because when you get that $400 car payment and then you have some credit cards and any little extra thing debt is gonna bring you down to how much you qualify. So like Syl said in the beginning, 20 grand is gonna qualify you for about 100 grand. So if you make 40 grand, you qualify for 200. If you make 60, then you qualify for 300. And that's why a lot of people, they get co-signers. So maybe the wife makes 40 grand and the husband makes 40 grand. Now they make 80 grand together. Now they qualify for 400,000. So he is gonna need to get a co-signer unless he finds a property that's 200,000. So depending on where you're gonna buy, that should be the rule of thumb to follow. about 20 grand, you're safe for $100,000 loan. So if you make 40, 200,000, and then you just keep adding every 20, that's another 100. And then if you need more buying power, tell him to get a girlfriend or get married or something, and then he could use his girl's income. And also, if you have two people, make sure that the other person doesn't get another car payment, because now you have $400 car payment, and then you get another $400 car payment. Now you have $800 a month in car payments of debt, and then plus the house payment, and then plus the credit cards, and that's just going to drag you down. So, that's where I would start. But I would definitely, if you could find a property for $200,000, maybe go and apply for that. But don't get the car right now. Get the car after.
He already got the car.
Okay, so then get units. If you get units,
So the goal is to get qualified, but you're already starting off his credit, which is good, and it didn't have to be through a car, but that's okay because it's already done. So now moving forward, what are you gonna do?
no, but he qualifies for units, because if he gets 2 units, 3 units, 4 units FHA, the
Yeah.
ratios go higher on that.
They do.
So you could get a 4-unit FHA, and then it's his 40,000 plus all the other 3 rents. So he's gonna get 3 other rental income. He's gonna live in one, get 3 other rental income rents, and then for FHA ratios are higher. So the $400 payment wouldn't hurt him FHA. It would hurt him conventional. So tell him to go get qualified for an FHA loan and see what they tell him, or even better, send me a DM or comment, and then I'll help you out. I could get him qualified like that.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. I've sent. I don't know if I'm doing. I'm using the wrong link or the wrong profile, but I've sent a couple of messages and I haven't
where?
answered it.
To where?
I sent it on Instagram.
To
on
Albert,
an
to me?
email. Yes. And
Bro, I apologize for that, but I get like thousands of messages like a
Did you
week.
email info at the mortgage guys? Info at the mortgage guys?
Yes, I sent an email there too.
Do me a favor, resend it right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at it. Just resend it right now. Send it both to the email and send me a DM and just tell me, hey, I was on your Instagram live, and I'll catch it right now as soon as we
Yeah.
get off this.
Okay.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's checking that email, Steph? You said Claudia?
Steph.
Claudia.
Next question, guys.
Keep going. Keep talking.
So yeah, most importantly in real estate is obviously assessing what you're buying. Don't be scared of things in advance. It's human nature, but if you get scared in advance, you're never going to do anything. So fear will stop you from doing so many things, right? And just go for it. Do the right steps, get qualified, hook up with the right people, because that's important. There's a lot of people that have no clue what they're doing, even if they're licensed, which is impressive, but that's just life.
So guys, I want to give you a tip here. And as soon as you have a question, Steph, because I don't know when you have one, just do a funny face or because I can't see you over there.
La voy a poner acá.
So this is a recommendation. I'm gonna give you a tip right now. If you have a property in LA, in a big city, it could be LA, it could be San Diego, it could be Orange County, it could be up north, San Francisco,
Anywhere.
Sacramento. If you're in one of those big cities where properties are expensive and you bought a single family home and now you have a lot of equity, kind of like my house, like one of my properties that I'm gonna sell it and get $500,000 and invest it. If you have a property with equity, refinance, and you could refinance up to 80% FHA and cash out. So if the property is worth $800,000, the bank's going to give you a loan for 80% of that, and then you're going to get that minus the difference that you owe already, and then that difference you're going to get it. So you could pretty much, let's just say you get $300,000 out. So you cash out. You get $300,000 out, $300,000 out, and then you use that money to go and invest it in the up and coming growing area.
Yeah.
That's affordable, like Bakersfield. Okay, Bakersfield, cost of living is cheap. It's an area that's coming up. It's prices there are going up.
Yeah.
Prices in LA are already high. They're like super high. But Bakersfield is growing faster because people are moving there. People can't afford LA anymore. People are like, LA, it's too expensive. Girls are expensive here. You go to Bakersfield, you take a girl out for $100. She's excited. She thinks you're a richie guy. You go here, you can't get anything for $100.
That's true.
So you're gonna
Taco.
you won't be able to get girls
Taco.
here. Over there, the girls are cheaper. Everything is cheaper in Bakersfield. So you sell your home here, or you refinance 80% FHA. If you're a veteran, you could cash out 100%. So let's say if your property is worth, let's just for fun, you owe zero. So you paid off your property, you got it 10, 20 years ago, and your property is worth $800,000. And you cash out, you're a veteran, you cash out 100%. Now you get $800,000 cash, and you don't pay taxes because you refinance. You got a loan. You don't pay taxes on loans. Then you get those $800,000, and then you go to Bakersfield. And you don't have to become a pimp and get all these girls and for cheap. No, use those $800,000 to go and buy 4 units, 4 units, 4 units, 4 units, and you're gonna put 25% down. So you're gonna go and put 25%, finance 75%, and you're gonna stack a bunch of multi-units. And then guess what? Now you're gonna get all these tax write-offs. You're gonna make passive income every month. You're gonna make a little bit of money every month from your net. Your rentals minus the mortgage payment, taxes and insurance. And then you're gonna be making net income. You don't pay taxes on that net income from properties. And it helps you a ton. That's with taxes. That's why I'm gonna go deep right now with multi-units. I'm gonna buy that jet, that Gulfstream. Like I'm gonna start investing in things that are write-offs. Why do you think I got a Cullinan? That's
For my birthday?
That's for her birthday. $498,000. Okay, write-off. Same year. Why? Because it's at 6,000 pounds. Why do you think I have so many cars? Hey, maybe he's not that stupid, Maybe he's thinking about another business that he's opening up. Why do you think I have a lot of cars? Why do you think I got another car?
Because you
all
like
exotics.
Cars?
Because I'm doing something. I'm making some moves. Why do you think I have a bunch of expensive watches? Because I'm thinking about another business. So Albert's always thinking business, business, business.
You love money?
So how is he going to get, I get excited with money. I don't know about you guys, but I get excited about money. I get a boner with money.
Oh my God.
If when people say money is not important, that's because you're broke.
Babe, there's kids on the
Excuse what I said, but Syl has something to share about. We have a question, right? So let's go with the question.
Sorry, this guy's like hyper. Yeah, he's waking up finally after.
No, I'm not waking up. I'm not waking up. She's waking up. She wakes up a day after I'm already up. She wakes up like today. It's 7:30 and she's not even up. Like, come on, give me a break.
The nanny doesn't get here till later.
Yeah, you just wake up late. What's the question, Steph?
Jacob Valdeon.
Jacob, one of my favorites.
Everybody's.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
Hi, Jacob.
So my question was, for your first 4-unit property, would you advise on getting a property management company to take care of it?
No.
Not really, and let me go first. So I purchased a 4-unit property. He qualified me. I did my taxes, and I had a property in escrow within I want to say, would you say 15, 20 days? Fast. We closed the loan in 16 days.
I did your loan.
Yeah, he did my loan. And all the rents were being collected, which is important to verify before you actually close escrow. You want all the lease agreements. You want to make sure you do an inspection to check the main structures. And me personally, 2 of the people were on a government program of some sort. So that money was ow, my eye. That money was collected right away. Sorry. This is why I hate makeup. That money was collected right away.
I'm just happy I don't have
so
to.
I didn't have to. ¿Cómo se dice? There was no issues there. Tenants were paying. In LA has rent control.
I have a natural glow.
You do. So, it's going to go based on every single property. At times you might buy a property that has a lot of issues, but you're going to get it at a discounted price. So you might want to hire a management property that's going to evict the tenants right away, 3, 6 months. It just depends, because if a tenant doesn't pay in LA and there's rent control, you can evict them. You can start the eviction process within 30 days. And it's gotten a lot better for landlords because majority of the time it's leaning towards the tenants, which they don't always deserve it. it goes both ways. So again, it would be assessed per transaction, per actual property, I would say. Because if it's in good standings, you just give them a notice. This is where you pay. There's a new owner, and more than likely, people just go and deposit their rent if they're good tenants.
So Jacob, forget about a property management company. Like, you don't need a property management company. You're strong. You work out. You just go there, and you never tell them that you're the owner. You just tell them that you're the manager.
Yeah.
So you go there, and this is what I used to do. Like, when I got my first 3-unit property, I didn't get a property management company. I didn't get it till we had 16 units.
Yeah.
So we used to manage all our property. So we used to go there, and you've seen pictures of us in the property.
Yeah.
She used to get in fights with tenants. I would tell the tenants, like, they would complain about the owner, and they would look at me in the beginning like mean, and they would mad dog me and stuff. And I would tell them, hey, you know what? I'm just the manager. Okay, the owner's a fucking asshole, and I'm just here to like help you guys. I'm the manager. Just talk to me. Whatever your concern is, tell me, and I'll go talk to the owner, and I'll do my best to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm your people. Like, I'm just the manager. I'm just the broke manager. I'm gonna go there and help you. So that alone keeps them away from you, and they're like, oh, okay, I understand. And then you would tell them, look, I don't want any problems between you and the owner. Like, just when can you pay? I know you can't pay the 1st, but can you pay by the 5th? Maybe I could buy you till the 5th. I'll talk to the owner. The owner is just, he's nice, but if you piss him off, he might evict you.
So again, it's gonna depend on per property.
He has like you don't want to piss him off. You just pretty much let them know that you're doing the best to help them, and then you never have any problems. Like, rarely you get a bad, crazy tenant that's even the bad ones still pay.
Yeah.
Because the bad ones usually have lower rents, so they know the right, so they know they have to pay. So they know how to play that rule, that game. And so, look, I never had any problems with a tenant not paying me. Worst thing that happened was they paid late. They paid on the 7th, or they paid on the 14th, and they always let me know. But I never told them that I was the owner. I just told them I work for the owner, and they would always pay me. So right now, you're young, you're strong. You could handle that, and you could handle real estate, and you could handle like everything else. So just do it because you have the time right now. When you start getting crazy busy, where you have so much extra money, Jacob, that you could just hire an assistant to go there and do that for you, or hire a property management company because now you have 16 units or 30 units, then you hire one. Yeah. But right now, like, in my opinion, based on what's worked for me, like, you handle it. Plus, you're gonna get practice. You're gonna learn
experience.
You can't buy experience. You gotta live it. And people that when people make huge mistakes, it's because they never had that mentor or that experience that they went through. When you have experience, you don't make those big mistakes anymore. Mm-hmm. So just learn from my experience, and you do it. You learn, and it's gonna be a good process. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
And it's not even that hard. You literally put notices on their doors. You take pictures. You send certified mail. You just have to document everything. It's not that hard.
I'll help you out, bro. I'll go knock at the doors with you.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Bye.
A follow-up question to the property management from the Bandara sisters.
Okay.
My favorite sisters.
Okay, well, today is Mom over here.
Yeah.
Mom took over.
Well,
hi.
I was gonna ask Albert. We have a few properties, but I have a management company, and people always tell me just manage it yourself. Manage it yourself. To me, I find that the fee, I pay a $75 fee, but obviously adding it up to 4 properties, it adds up. But I know when I hear you guys, I'm like, man, should I be managing it ourselves? Or like you're saying, I feel that I'm willing to pay because I take away those little problems. And like, if there's any, like, so I could be with them,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What would you suggest, or do you think I should maybe step it up and manage it myself? And if that would be an advice, like, where would you guide me to look or research on finding? Because I think all the forms, I could probably find the forms, but I don't know the titles of it or all that information.
Yeah. So you have two units, or four singles?
So we have well, total of 5 houses.
Okay.
Single family.
Yeah, single family, and if, as a matter of fact, we're looking for multi-units, or I don't know if we should invest in apartments. And that's another thing that if I go that route, do I want to continue with the management company or should I learn now to manage it ourselves?
Let me give you some ideas, and then Syl could follow up. But remind me, what city are you in?
In Arizona.
Okay, well, that's a great market. So what I would do is, like, depending on how your income is, because I have a feeling your income is pretty good, and I'm talking about maybe you have a salary of 120 grand a year, or maybe more. So depending on your income, if your income is high, then you're gonna value your time. Like, I'd rather pay somebody those $75 per unit and spend time with Italia and Berlin. And so I'd rather do that. But if you didn't have daughters that you love, I would probably be like, I'll do it myself. But it's all depends on what fulfills the person. Some people, they don't want units because they don't want to deal with that. They are happy having a pool and a nice, beautiful view. But it's all what's gonna fulfill your happiness. I like being happy. Like, I like like making Syl happy. Like, everything she wants, like, I get it for her. Like, everything. Like, I want this. Oh, it's this much. Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Oh, but I want this too. I'll get it for you. Like, I want to go here though, and I want to fly private. Okay, well, I'll get it for you.
Shut up.
Everything she wants, and that fulfills.
He
my
acts like
happiness.
I'm just at home and I don't work.
That fulfills my happiness. So what I would do though with if you want to challenge yourself, keep
Horrible
you could
advice.
keep the property management company. But what I would do is, maybe right now that the market is hot, maybe sell the singles and maybe start investing in apartments like you were talking about. Because apartments are going to allow you to scale.
Yeah.
So maybe if you have a good equity in those 4 units or those 4 properties, maybe sell them and get that money and 1031, get some multi-units. And that's going to be, it's going to be like a hobby game for you. And then those, keep the property management company and they do the work and you hold them for 5-10 years, and then your daughters are going to be millionaires when those properties are paid off and they're worth so much. So that's what I would do. And if you want more help, just reach out to me. I'm always available to help you guys, and you know how to reach Steph. So you want to add to that?
I would say if it's working and everything is great, why even go there? That's it. If it's working out, $75 is not much. Out here, it's 5%, anywhere from 4 to 5 to plus percent of the rents collected. Or sometimes it's $50 a door. So if it's 4 units, you're paying $200 a month. So I say if it's not broken, why fix it? There's nothing to fix. And definitely focus on, hey, how can we acquire a 5 unit, a 10 unit, a 13 unit? You already have the experience with 1 unit at a time. There are great tenants that just pay the rent every month. You give them increases, they pay, and that's great. But when there's an issue, it has to be addressed and documented in case of litigation. So, if everything is great, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would spend time that you're never going to get back with your daughters.
Okay, perfect. I'm actually glad to hear that because I was starting to feel bad. I'm like,
Nah.
should we have like managing ourselves? But I'm like a hawk on top of the management company too.
Good.
I don't let them
Good.
if there's anything like they call me, I'm on top of them.
Good.
But then like when people tell me like, oh, you could save $75, I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with all that drama. I want to be like right now with my family, and that's what we appreciate.
Exactly. The only other advice I could give you is, I know that rental companies, where they make their money in reality is in the repairs. They'll charge you like so much. And I'm like, no. I'll find somebody that's going to go there and fix it for $20. I'm not paying $300. So that's it. Just be smart, pay attention. A lot of things are common sense. Unfortunately, common sense is not so common. So, the smarter you get, the better life will be.
Now, adding Albert and Syl, how do you guys see with the market based on I know that with the single families and the market has been really hot over here. But when I'm looking for multifamilies, I'm feeling like, okay, I'm ready, but then I'm like, oh, what if it drops? Like, how much is it going to affect? But again, I have that cushion that I'm like, okay, I'll put obviously as an investor, we have to put a good amount of in it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, what if it drops? Like, do you feel that it would be like, keep an eye on it, and then if we find a good deal, just go for it? Or do you think we should just buy it? Or
There's always good deals in every market. If the numbers make sense, the numbers make sense. Location is everything, so make sure it's in a place where you're always going to have tenants. That's what I would say.
And I think it's time to pull the trigger because I think property values are going to drop, like in the in the
Every
ne-
market
in the,
is also
in the near
different.
future. If the history repeats itself. There's always a recession in every
It
about
doesn't affect,
9
yeah.
years, 8 years, 9 years.
We're way past that.
We're way past that. So like right, that's why I'm cashing out. So like right now, like I cashed out like a couple of years ago, but right now I just feel like right now is a great moment because right now people are overpaying. People don't care about appraised values, and that's a little bit
Here in California.
That's happened before. And also Arizona is a hot market.
Yeah.
So like people are waiving appraisals and overpaying. And it's been so many years of going up, going up, going up. So right now it's very easy to sell. And I think that is a hint. And I think that if I had 4 single family properties with equity,
Are we still on the live?
I would sell them. I would sell those properties and then look for some multi-units because a single family house, like I was talking about earlier, my main concern is that if somebody leaves, then now I don't have any rent for that property and I still have a mortgage. If you were to have a mortgage. But if you don't have a mortgage, then maybe get a mortgage and use that money to get more properties because real estate is always going to go up even when it dips. Because right now what I think it's going to dip pretty soon. But it doesn't mean it's going to dip forever. History repeats itself. So it'll dip, but then it'll go up again. Real estate always goes up like that. You're never going to find properties for $80,000 in Burbank, which is an expensive area here in LA. You'll never find $80,000 homes in Burbank.
Yeah.
Again, it's just when I was a little kid, 6 years old, properties in Burbank were 80 grand.
True.
Now they're $1 million plus, multi-million. So that's never going to happen. So if you want to keep those properties for 10 years, just think worst case scenario, 10 years, you'll be fine. You'll be fine and you could just continue to do that. But if you want to scale and you want to be a bit safer, then I would invest in apartments and I would probably sell right now, cash out, and maybe, use that money. But that's what I would do. That's based on my knowledge and my experience.
okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, I think we're closing it off. It's already more than 45 minutes.
Steph, one last
Yeah.
question.
Close it off, right? Okay.
So guys, if you want more information, if you want help with refinancing, or you don't know what your value is, or maybe you want to sell your house, I think it's the best time to sell.
Yeah.
I think it's the best time to look for opportunities. I think it's the best time to refinance and get the lowest rate possible because the rates have never been this low. We close deals like in 9 days. We fund loans in 9 days, 15 days. Like we have a lot of banks that we could use, a lot of lenders, access to many, many lenders. Not 1, not 10, not 20, not 30, more. So if you guys want to get the best deal, reach out. Comment below, send me a DM. Maybe ask me a question in one of the comments if I missed something. Now, if you have a lot of equity, like I said, if you don't know, but if you think you do, maybe you do.
Yeah.
We'll tell you how much your property is worth. I'll get one of my realtors, fully licensed, and they'll look at all the comparables, and then they'll tell you what your value is.
Yep.
And then you know if you could cash out. And remember, when you cash out, that's my favorite. Like these big investments that I'm going to be making, I'm going to get properties, and I'm going to pull out money from those properties and then get more, and then pull out more and get more, and make big monster moves. So it's fun. That's a fun game. That's going to be one of my hobbies.
Yeah.
So if you guys want help, want to learn more, please comment below, send me a DM, and we want to help you guys.
See you next time.
See you next time.